When I stay true to my heart, I can live life consciously, living from the inside through the center of my being. I'll be myself, I'll be kind at every opportunity. I'll be myself, give up blame and guilt and live in unity. Living originally, always staying true to my heart. Oh, oh, oh. Living originally, connected to the truth of who we are. Oh, 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 oh. Everything becomes my teacher when I keep my heart wide open. I'm willing to forgive, I stay present in the moment. I'll be myself, I'll be kind at every opportunity. I'll be myself, give up blame and guilt and live in unity. Living originally, always staying true to my heart. Oh, 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 oh. Living originally, connected to the truth of who we are. Oh, 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 oh. I'll be compassionate and I'll be grateful. I'll lead by example, I'll practice forgiveness, I'll listen to others, I'll always be kind, I'll speak my truth, I'll honor the earth, I'll express love, I'll trust in life, I'll live each day as if it were my last day on earth. Living originally, always staying true to my heart. Oh, 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 oh. Living originally, connected to the truth of who we are. Oh, 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 oh. I am living originally, living originally, living originally, living originally.
Bill Brooks, thank you, Bill.
Thank you
so much.
We are so blessed to have such great talent here at Unity. And before I begin, I'd like to give a special shout out to a special visitor we have today, Reverend George Harris, from representing the New Thought community in Farmington, New Mexico. We are so glad you are here with us. Yes. We send the New Thought community in Farmington our love and our blessings. And as I said to you earlier, if there's any way we can support you up there, please let us know. Or whoever else is up there. I didn't know we had a New Thought community up there. That's exciting. More of us here in New Mexico. More of us. As we begin to understand how to work with energy and how to shift the energy of the world we live in and how to bring order out of chaos. That is the series we have been engaged in the last couple weeks, entitled Escaping the Chaos Within, but I really believe it should be retitled Transmuting the Chaos Within. Learning how, thank you, learning how to use that energy. We have learned over the last couple weeks that the chaos that we see in the world around us is a reflection of what is inside of us. Now, no single one of us, as far as I know, is responsible for all the chaos in the world. Right? Right. But we do know that as we grow within, as we learn to work with our own energy, we can shift the consciousness around us. And if enough of us do it, we can shift the consciousness of the world itself. So we have learned that the chaos that we feel within us, that is reflected in the macrocosm around us, is but undirected energy. We have learned that the original word that was used for the void in Genesis in the Hebrew Scriptures was chaos. There was chaos, and something acted upon it. A divine intelligence, divine mind, we call it God, acted upon it and gave it direction, which allowed it to manifest into form. We also learned that as we begin to work on letting our own light shine, we have to realize we have a light. We have a purpose. We have a reason for being here in this moment, in this lifetime. With all that's going in around us in the world, we have a purpose. And that once we realize that, we give ourselves permission to let our light shine. And we learned also that we can trust the voice of Spirit within us. Once we can do all that, we begin to live intentionally, which is our lesson today, living with intention. Now, you can Google living with intention. I did it yesterday, and let me tell you, you can find 30 billion different quotes on living life with intention. But intention did not mean originally what it means today. There's a surprise. More and more, I'm finding out that words we use today meant something different originally. Today, if you look up the definition of intention, it is purpose, design, aim, will, a wish, a desire, that which is intended. All very good. But if you go further back, going back to the Latin meaning of the word, where it came from, it meant to stretch, to strain, to exert, to put your attention on something. It literally translated to stretch out. So the implication here is that living with intention means that we are living to grow, to expand, to become wiser, more loving, more powerful, more prosperous, more understanding. So to stretch out, to move beyond our comfort zones. Living with intention is not a passive act. It is the very action of growing. You know, I find it funny that if you were to ask most ministers or pastors what their religion is, they would tell you it's about living a godly life. And then voices from heaven would come and based on their interpretation of what that godly life is. But in Unity and in other New Thought religions, we prefer Jesus' definition of it. Religion is about soul growth. If you read, now he didn't say those specific words because he didn't speak English. He didn't speak King James English. He spoke Aramaic and Hebrew. But if you read everything he said, it was all geared toward teaching us how to grow and evolve. The mythology of Christianity says that Jesus was a man who was born with magical powers. He came into this life knowing exactly that he was the Messiah, the Savior. Now, I don't know if that was true. I wasn't there when he was born. But the fact is, he was born like you and me. He grew up from childhood to adult. We know that he was a pretty normal child. Maybe you don't know that. There's a part in the Scriptures where he has gone away from his parents when they're at the temple in Jerusalem, and they're heading home, and they realize he's not with them. And so they have to go back and find him. He was about 13 years old. And they found him still in the temple discussing Scripture with the elders there. And there's a line that says, they took him with him, and he was forced to cleave to his mother for a time, which meant he was grounded. That's what it meant. He was like you and me. He was highly intelligent. He had a very high curiosity, I'm sure. And as he grew, he began to become aware of the human condition around him. He became aware that there was a better way. There was energy, and he learned how to use it. Now, he didn't have the scientific terminology we have today, but intuitively, he learned how to use energy. And his intention became, notice that word intention, became to teach others how to do the same thing. As you all know, if you've been here since January, or actually since last year, Jesus' mission statement was what? To teach you how to have life and have it. Very good. To have life abundantly. That was his intention, to teach us how to have life abundantly. But like all of us, he too had to grow into that. You think he knew how to do everything when he first popped into this experience we call life? Listen to the story of his first miracle. Who knows what Jesus' first miracle was? Changing the water to wine. What you may have missed in that story is his mom made him do it. He was not going to do it. He was afraid. He was unsure of himself. He's probably a teenager. And his mother said, "You know how to do this, you get up there and do it." Now, I don't know how he did it, whether he literally changed it into wine or whether he did something else. But the fact is, he stepped out of his comfort zone. He stretched. And from that point on, he became a teacher. He gained confidence in his intention and his knowledge and his understanding, and began to use what he had to help others, to teach others. In the Sermon on the Mount, in Matthew 5, Jesus is quoted as saying, "Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be satisfied." Understand something, that word righteousness was not the word he used. The word he used translates more to hunger and thirst for knowledge, for they shall be satisfied. The word he actually used literally translated to growth. For they who hunger and thirst for growth, for spiritual growth. And make no mistake about it, Jesus undoubtedly remembered how he himself had grown into this role of a teacher, and he realized and recognized that if he did it, other people could do it too. We're like that. We're always growing, sometimes unconsciously. Most times, I would say, in our world today, people are growing, but unconsciously. When you grow unconsciously, it requires a lot of trial and error, a lot of failure, a lot of discomfort. But if we have the intention of growth, and we are doing it consciously, yes, we may make mistakes, we may make failures, but we realize that a failure is just something that didn't work. We can cross that one off the list. Thomas Edison, when he was talking to somebody about how his team invented the light bulb, he didn't actually invent it. His team did. And they said, "Well, you had 10,000 failures." He says, "No, we just found 10,000 ways that didn't work. But they led us to the one that did." Overall, though, when we can have that awareness, that is a process, that is growth, that we are intentionally growing, we do it with more grace. That requires something. It requires that we be in the moment, that we be aware, awake to what we are experiencing in our lives. Let me ask you something. How much of what has happened in the last 12 months did you consciously experience? Better yet, how much that occurs on any given day do you experience with intention? How much? 20%? Okay, somebody's honest. The word intention, you can replace it with meaning or purpose. Living with that allows us to grow and stretch. It allows us to be aware of what we are experiencing and how we can use that energy to grow and to channel that energy within us into light, into intention. Let's try something. How many of you are aware of what's going on in this room right now? Let's try something. Let's be still for just a moment and see how much you notice. What are you noticing? The air conditioning, the sound of traffic, noise from the Sunday school, from the kids, the buzz from the speakers and the lights. Are you noticing how it feels to sit in the chair? What is your body telling you in this moment? There's so much going on around us that we are unaware of all the time. Now, truly, we cannot be aware of everything. Science tells us that the human brain can process about, get this, 11 million bits of information a second. A second. But we're only consciously aware of about 4 million of it if we're paying attention. But what science also tells us is there's literally trillions of bits of information around us at any given second. Now, obviously, if we tried to tune into all of that, it would be very impractical. You wouldn't be hearing a word I'm saying. Of course, you wouldn't be tuning into everything if you missed that. But the point is, as we become more focused in our intention, we become more aware of what is going on around us, and not how we can resist it or run away from it, but how we can be a part of the healing, a part of the growth, a part of the stretching and expanding. And so we shift from living life unconsciously to living life consciously. I believe that's what every great teacher and every great master and every great healer has done. They've become more observant, more aware of what is happening around them. Living consciously and with intention provides the opportunity to see, to feel, to experience, and to have this kind of newness to life, as though we are experiencing everything for the very first time and finding new insights into every moment. Rather than just getting by, just living life, waiting for the next paycheck, waiting for the next income, waiting for the next big event. All of those may be important, but they're without meaning unless you remember, enjoy, experience, and grow from what you are doing. The same holds true as individuals. How often do we actually look at somebody and say hello? Somebody says, "How are you doing?" "Okay." Do we ever really think about it? Do we ever really engage in it? The human brain is not wired to know everything, but it's wired to work with your spiritual gift, your purpose, the reason you came to this life. What do we do with that? How do we do it? How do we get to that awareness of being here now and living our life with intention? Intention, knowing why we are here, and stretching beyond our comfort zones. How do we do that? Well, there's 5 easy steps. Notice there's always steps. There's 5 easy steps. Number 1, choose activities that matter. Assess what's really important to you, and live your life by your beliefs, values, and top priorities based on that. Once you have a good idea of what activities are really important to you, people and experiences will show up that will assist you in your growth. Miracles will happen. What is the intention? I know for us, Novella and I, back in 2020, we had decided somehow, some way, we were going to get back here to New Mexico. And we began living with that intention. We didn't know how. We didn't know what would transpire. But we trusted and we knew that it would happen. And lo and behold, here we are. Doors opened. that we never would have imagined. One door was this one right here. We spend less time on activities in this level of consciousness that do not serve a positive purpose in our life, which increases our overall happiness and purpose. So, the way you can discern if you are on the right track with this, ask yourself, what makes my life worth living? What's most important to me? What do I want out of life? And then step 2, work towards betterment. Always work towards betterment. When life encompasses a path of self-improvement and personal growth, we tend to feel more fulfilled. We have more meaning in our life. We have more energy in our life because we're taking that chaotic energy that doesn't know where to go and doesn't know what to do, and we're giving it direction and purpose. As I said last week, you have more energy inside of you than you can ever imagine. Charles Fillmore once wrote in Atom-Smashing Power of the Mind, there is enough energy in you to power an entire city. Now, we're talking about electrical energy, but it's also spirit energy. It's the energy that enlivens you, that gives you purpose, that gives flavor and color to life. Personal growth is a lifelong process that requires constant attention and constant filling of new knowledge, new ideas, new experiences, new trials. The third step is enjoy it. Enjoy the moment. Being mindful of the present moment allows you to increase your self-awareness, to build stronger relationships with others, and it can decrease stress and worry. Often people feel that they are in the moment and enjoying the moment. But being truly mindful and practicing that can be quite challenging because we're surrounded by messages and advertising and you name it that takes us out of the moment. News, all about creating what? Fear. Fear. No, the chaos is there. It doesn't have to create that. Creating fear. What did we learn about fear? Well, fear is a signpost that you're on the right track. Now, the right track is not worry and stress and, oh my gosh, the world is going to end. The right track is, look at all this opportunity for healing. Look at all this opportunity for growth, for understanding, for compassion. Number 4, strive for balance. Strive for balance. Working towards and maintaining balance is essential to life, to living life to the fullest. Ensure that all areas of your life are well cared for. If something is out of balance, it's going to throw everything else off. Physical health, mental health, spiritual health, rest and relaxation, work and play. We seek balance in all of it. And if something is out of balance, work to get it recentered. And number 5 is a crucial one. Number 5 is the one that fires up that energy, that gives it that power boost. Make a difference. Make a difference. Helpful actions towards others as well as yourself can be beneficial to mental well-being. Science and medical science has proven over and over and over again that when we are in service to one another, we are emotionally and mentally healthier. We are livelier. There have been studies done, and I stumbled across this. There was a study done about 4 years ago of different religious denominations and everything. And you know which ones live the longest and have the healthiest lifestyles? New Thought. It's not that we exercise more. It's not that we eat better. We do some of that. But it's that we have this understanding that we are here to grow. We are here to evolve. We are curious. We seek knowledge. And that never stops. That's why we live longer. That's why we're healthier. That's why when we do have a health challenge, we recover easier. They now have scientific evidence to prove this. I'm excited. Are you? Yes. So volunteering helps us to live a healthier life. It gives direction to that chaotic energy. It transmutes chaos into channeled life force. I love what Reverend Foster McClellan, a Unity minister years ago, wrote. The life we live is the mirror of our true self, the sum of our thinking, what we are entertaining beneath the surface of our being. Change the energy of your thoughts, and you will find that your life will change accordingly. Change the energy of your thoughts, and you will find that your life will change accordingly. So what does intention do? It brings the energy within us into alignment with our own purpose. It allows us to grow and to stretch and to live life to the fullest. Jesus came to teach us that we have life and we have it abundantly. And now we have learned that we have the power to follow his teaching and to live life abundantly. Go forth and live abundantly with intention. Namaste.
So many things we can't control, so many hurts that happen every day, so many heartaches that pierce the soul, so much pain that won't ever go away. How do we make it better? How do we make it through? What can we do when there's nothing we can do? We can be kind, we can take care of each other, we can remember that deep down inside we all need the same thing. And maybe we'll find, if we are there for each other, that together we'll weather whatever tomorrow may bring. Nobody really wants to fight. Nobody really wants to go to war. Everyone wants to make things right. So what are we always fighting for? Does nobody want to see it? Does nobody understand? The power to heal is right here in our hands. We can be kind, we can take care of each other, we can remember that deep down inside we all need the same thing. And maybe we'll find, if we are there for each other, that together we'll weather whatever tomorrow may bring. And it's not enough to talk about it, not enough to sing a song. We must walk the walk about it, you and I, do or die. We've got to try to get along. We can be kind, we can take care of each other, we can remember that deep down inside we all need the same thing.
Thank you, Bill.